This episode of On the Line is presented to you by Living.fit, your one stop for all your fitness needs. Make sure you go download the app Living.fit today. Now here's the show. Welcome to On the Line. Today is Friday, March 25th. We got a great show for you guys. We got Brian Kelleher coming off a loss, first time ever, which is very interesting, very raw. Really good interview. But anyway, if you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Listen on Apple, Spotify, Deezer, Stitcher, or any podcasting platform. Hit that follow. Maybe leave your review. But anyway, Brian Kelleher on the show. Always great talking to him. One of our favorites. Once we wrapped up with him, we give our medals for the week. And then we wrap up with a little preview of UFC Columbus. So without further ado, here's Brian Kelleher. Now, this is the first time that we've had one after a loss. So I don't know if that...
Well, I'm glad to give it to you.
Well, you're welcome for giving it to you. I mean, we were going to have you on no matter what. Let's just go on and get on into this. A positive note, spin zone. No black eye this time, though, even though it's not off of a win. You don't have a black eye after the fight.
I'd much rather a black eye, a cut, maybe even like a little minor injury, something like that. For victory, I'll take all those things.
Dude, 100%. So when we had you on, you were not kidding when you said they were just gonna. It was gonna be a lot of leg kicks. Like he was throwing a shitload of like front kicks, all other kind of stuff. Like he was really spamming it.
Yeah, none of his kicks really hit me clean, but like they're definitely fast and you know they're definitely like something you got to be aware of and alert with because they come up really quick and then like the way he throws them is like kind of a delay, like goes up and then comes across like a whip. So a couple of them missed, but like barely, and I was just like I gotta keep my eyes on these things, you know.
No, for real. Like it was. I mean, again, it was like you were dead on with the analysis. To be honest, I thought you were gonna jump Gilly. I thought that's how this fight was gonna go. It felt like a destiny kind of thing. You have a Dagestani against you, the Gilly King. I just kind of thought you were gonna jump Gilly, and that's how this fight was gonna end.
It's honestly always in my back pocket, no matter what. Especially against a guy who is gonna shoot some takedowns. But the thing is with those guys is like they're very tight with their technique. You know, they don't really shoot very loose takedowns. I did a good job at scrambling on the first shot that he took, and I was happy with that defense. But I had like a wizard, and I kind of was like on my side a little bit, and then he pushed me against the cage. Never really gave me the opportunity to snatch onto his neck. I would have needed more of like a scramble to hit it on him.
Yeah, they probably did a lot of tape on that too. They're probably saying you got to be tight because he's gonna jump Gilly literally at any moment he gets. If you leave your neck open, he's gonna snatch it.
I'm sure at this point everybody's aware of it. Like they're probably telling their guy, listen, if you shoot, like don't put your head like this, you know, make sure you're tight, keep your shoulders up, stuff like that.
What was and like obviously the fight didn't go your way. I mean, you lost by submission first time since 2018. Another spin zone. You still haven't been knocked out in the UFC.
Well, no, I have way back, John.
Oh, Lineker. But it's been a long time.
Yeah, let's forget about that, right?
Yeah, that doesn't count. That's Mickey Mouse. That doesn't count.
Yeah. Too long ago.
Yeah, it doesn't count. But like going back on it, at what point in the fight, at what point when he was snatching the neck, where you're like, oh shit, yep, he's got it. Like, what was the mistake in your mind?
Honestly, part of who I am and what I value is being like completely honest, you know, with people, with how I feel. And it's hard to say it, but it's my truth. So I can't not say it, but I honestly feel like I beat myself, you know, and that's not to take away from like Umar's skills and, you know, he is good at taking the back and stuff, but I know my mentality going into some of these fights. For some reason, while I was in there, I just didn't feel like I was in there trying to win. You know, I was like trying to just make it through for some reason. I have no idea why this happens, but once in a while, I think you've heard like Cowboy Cerrone talk about stuff like this. It's like you show up sometimes and you're fully there yourself, and then sometimes you're not. It's like nobody knows why. You know, I have no idea like why this happens. I work on, you know, mental aspects of the game. I write things down. I try to think positive and manifest good things. And then you get in there and it's like the power of fear and doubt and all those things kind of can creep in and ruin who you really are. So I feel like I got lazy, to be honest. I defended the first takedown and then I kind of almost gave up my back. Like I got lazy for a second. Like I left my leg out. I kind of had my arm there and I dropped it for a second. He slid it right across. And then it was like I remember sitting there thinking, like, what am I doing? Now it's too late. I'm like reaching back for his arm, and I'm like, I can't get it. I can't get out of this, you know. So that was it. But I know for sure, like, it wasn't my full self in there. Like, I wasn't completely there to kill. You know what I mean? And that's the name of the game. Like, there's no room to have like doubt or fears or different negative thoughts coming in, especially when you're about to go out and fight an undefeated guy like Umar.
Did it? I mean, like for the outsiders looking in, you can say things like, maybe you saw Habib and the whole Nurmagomedov thing got in your head. It's like, was that? Would you say that might be what it was? Is kind of you see this undefeated fighter. He was from Dagestani. It's one of these guys where you're like, all these guys do is they're probably going to try to grapple fuck me for 3 rounds straight. I just need to survive and try to make sure I can get through this fight.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's hard to pinpoint, you know, it almost feels like it's only an internal thing, like for myself. But then, yeah, like, there are thoughts, like, I am aware, like, oh, that's Khabib. I'm a big fan of Khabib. There he is. That's cool. Like, you know, he's in this guy's corner. It's going to be crazy. Like, I have those thoughts, but then I'm like, none of that matters. And I tell myself, it is what it is. Like, ignore that fact and just go in and perform my best. And that's all I could do. And then I go in and I don't perform my best. Like, I have no idea why this happens, but yeah, I just think it has to do with the fact that this is, you know, this isn't an easy thing to do. It's very hard to go in mentally, you know, sharp, and you have to have that down. You have to have a system where that cannot be disrupted by any of that other voice that comes in that says, like, what are we doing here? Like, get home safe, don't get hurt. All those voices that tell you those things that kind of steer you away from going in and just being a savage, you know, and trying to kill people. So I have to figure that out, because for some reason that comes once in a while, and then sometimes it doesn't. But it doesn't mean anything. It means nothing, because the Ricky Simon fight, I went into that fight completely mentally there, like happy, sharp, warming up, feeling myself, my swag, everything was there. I was like, let's go. I'm ready to fight. Like, I wanted to be there, you know? And that fight, I lost and got dominated. You know what I mean? So none of this matters. But you have to figure out how to tell yourself, like, stop thinking. None of this matters. Go in and just let everything go.
Maybe you should start shitting yourself before every fight.
I needed something. I needed a fucking shark before I went out there, so I could feel
Dude,
like myself.
honestly, like you have to do something just like to loosen the mind. It sounds like it's like I mean, again, like that's easier said than done. But I mean, like
Yeah.
you went out there loose and went away against Kroom, and then I don't know, maybe you thought too much. I don't know. There's so much in the whole sports psychology space where you can try to pinpoint it, but at the end of the day, the brain is so complex. It's just hard to
It's
pinpoint
complex,
exactly how to
man.
do it.
Yeah, and it's crazy because, like, it kind of happens every time. You know, every fighter is going to be nervous and have thoughts and be worried a little bit, but it's about like how you deal with it and how you figure out a way past it and have clarity on the fact that, like, none of that matters. Instead of somehow these voices and these thoughts kind of get a hold of you, and then you start to feel that way, you know, and you're like, oh my God, like, I don't feel great right now. I feel shitty. Like, my legs feel heavy. Like, I'm about to go out and fight. Why don't I feel like myself, you know? And those are the things that happen that you have to get past.
I would say the leg heavy thing is something I feel like I always get when I'm nervous. Just like they feel just like fucking cinder blocks on my
Yeah, you get
hips.
like little
Yeah.
nervous legs, and you can feel it. Like, they don't feel like they're like ready to go, you know?
Exactly, especially when you're about to defend, a guy who's gonna going for shooting for your legs every single time. But what I do want to ask is something is like you wanted to do before is like you wanted to bring out the pride flag, and then you wanted to, and then they said no to that, and then you wanted to do the for you world peace. That was it. You want to do the world. So like
Yeah.
instead of doing Ukraine, you want to do like a world peace thing. And they said no.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't see the walkout because like the basketball game went so long. I wasn't able to see the walkout. Did you get the Ukraine flag at least?
No, so what happens is, like, you have to have your own flag. So I would have had to buy the flag and stuff to like have it with me. So I bought that world peace flag thinking, you know what, like, I don't want to be too political. I just want to kind of have a message where, like, I want everybody to get along. Like, that's how I really feel anyway. So I was like, you know what, my opponent's Russian. I don't want to like stir the pot and have him thinking like that's why I have the flag, because, you know, kind of like a dig at him. So I was like, let me just go world peace and then just be neutral, and that's it. People will love it. and I was gonna, walk out to the weigh-ins with it. They didn't let me do that, and they said I couldn't walk out to the fight with it for some reason. I mean, I don't understand why. There's no like logos on it or anything that would go against like Venom or whatever, but they just told me no, the Venom guys, and I was like, all right, you know what, I'm not gonna do this and then get fined or suspended or anything, so I just left it.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it because that's that. We've talked about this before. I think the first time we talked was like, there's so many little rules about walkouts that just make it such a pain in the ass.
No, yeah, man, and like it's cool to relate with the fans and do your own thing and be unique and have some kind of thing where like people could relate to or be a fan of and kind of show your personality a little bit. But a lot of that is stolen by what we have to do with Venom and stuff like that. It honestly takes money out of our pockets, potential money, because if a brand really likes you and they want to jump on board and pay you to represent, it's like it'd be nice if we could get like one or two of those and be able to walk out like that and have some character.
Like go back to the old days where it was just kind of like you do your own thing with sponsors and all that other kind of hoopla. That's a lot of money in the pockets that you can't get right now, which is it's kind of the shitty thing. Like I like if the contracts are the way they were, but you're allowed to pick your own sponsors. I think a lot more guys would be happy because I feel like you could make a lot more money off of sponsors, especially if you're from like a local community that really supports you. Those people can just throw a shitload of money your way to sponsor you. You know.
Yeah, this is just another opportunity, another outlet to make money on, while you're fighting, besides your fight money, and then even while you're not fighting, because for us fighters, like you make your money, you fight, but then 3-4 months goes by, sometimes more, and you don't really have an outlet to like make other money. Like you could train people and stuff, but it's nice if you can represent a couple of companies that are loyal to you, that throughout the year they give you a monthly pay, and you can help pay your mortgage, whatever it is per month.
So I did want to ask about this. So, like again, like it sucks you feel lost and it sucks that you're finished. But in the positive note, another spin zone is like it was an early finish. It was one of those things where like if you get submitted, it's not like you're out for 6 weeks because like you broke your orbital bone or whatever. How quickly do you want to get back into the octagon? Because I mean, it does seem like you can get back in there pretty quickly.
Yeah, no, I like how you're bringing these positive spins in my life, because I definitely need to have some more myself. Like, dude, no, honestly, like there's a way to spin things and to take positive from every outcome, but it's so hard to do. It's like I'm sitting here just feeling like down on myself, not too bad, but like just the fact that I didn't feel like me in there, and then like having to accept that is so fucking hard. And I always say the only way to erase a loss is to get a win, and that takes time because I have to wait to get back in there. It could be 3 months, so you have a choice. You want to sit and soak and just dwell on it, or do you want to do what you're saying and kind of look at the positive things and take the blessings from it, which it's true. Like I'm healthy and that's great, and I didn't take damage and that's great, and those things matter because I can get back in the gym and get better and work on things, and then just get back in there maybe quicker than had I got a serious injury or something like that. So yeah, that's definitely a positive thing. I would say I'd like a couple of months, and get back in there by June the latest. I don't want to wait too long. Like, I'm not hurt, and I do want to erase this feeling because it's a crazy sport, man. You go like when you're winning, even though it's just like wins like against Kroom or whoever. I'm on a 2-fight win streak. It's like the faith is alive. Like you feel like that vibrance. Like, oh, I could still be the best. I'm going upward. Like I could still go towards that title, that top 15. And then when you lose, like you walk around feeling like nothing, like that, like none of that's going to happen. I have to, change this and get a win, and then I could. But that's not how it should be. You should be able to erase it in your head, kind of, and still keep that same self belief that you had before that.
It's just the way the human mind works, though. It's just like it's like recency bias, kind of like one of those things where like after a fight, for instance, let's just say I don't know, like Ankalaev wins, but like there's no Yuri Prochazka, everyone would be saying Ankalaev should be the number one contender. But like
Yeah.
in your mind, the only thing you're thinking about is you're thinking about that loss. It's kind of like the recency. It's just a recency thing. And but like again, it's easier for me to be positive because I've never been in the octagon. I've never lost and gone in there and then won. I don't know what the roller coaster of emotions are like. So it's easy for me to be positive and always be positive for my guys. But and again, you're right. It's just one of those things where it's hard to get out of the mind. Like, as I think about the last time I got way too fucked up, and I'm like, damn, dude, I don't ever want to do that again. So I can only imagine what it's like to lose like in a pay-per-view.
Yeah, man. And you know what it is? It's attachment, right? So like I read
Yeah,
books about
yeah.
this stuff, and it's the attachment to winning for me that makes this so bad because when I win, like I was telling you, you walk around life like a winner. Like you're going to the grocery store, but you feel like a winner there. You go to the gas station, you go to the local gym, your head is held high. People are looking at you, you're like, oh, someone might have saw my last fight. They're looking at me as a winner, and you're going to everywhere you go in life feeling like those kind of energies, where the opposite happens. I lose and I fucking walk around feeling like a loser. It's just the name of the game, but you have to kind of be like, you know what, man, like I'm still here. I still did everything I did. I got to be proud of that. I got to put the positive spins on things like you said, and focus on those things. And at least I know if I do that, I'm going to go through my day a little bit better.
How intense was that first session after that fight?
Uh, Actually, like yesterday, I trained with my brother, and like we were going pretty hard, doing like striking drills and stuff. And I felt like a lot of it was like me getting my frustration out, like fuck, like this is how I want to feel in there. Because when you're training, it's so easy to be your best because there's no nerves and there's no buildup or anything, and it's like you just want to feel that way every time you fight. And it's so hard to make sure that you can go through and feel that way.
Do you think the fans have something to do with it?
I think you can look for different things. I think that's a good aspect that I thought played a role a little bit. Like I manifested this whole thing because I had told people around me like, man, I'm a little more nervous for this fight. I don't know what it is. Man, it's going to be fans again. I'm a little more, it's going to be more intense. Like when you hear the fans, when you're in the locker room, it's a little more nerve wracking. Like I was kind of manifesting these vibes, and I should have been more like, man, I can't wait to go and fight in front of fans. I'm going to perform so good in front of the fans. It's going to be there's different ways you say things. You could speak them into existence.
It's just, again, it's crazy. Kind of the whole moral of the story of this is like, it's literally just the human brain is so weird with the way you have to manifest things and think things. Like, I don't know, dude. It's fucking crazy. Like, I'm assuming in your head you were thinking about, you were thinking about the win, but there's also probably, you were many times thinking about what could have gone wrong and like the negatives, like the exact worst outcome, which is just like getting choked out or and waking up and blah blah blah, or getting knocked out. So like, I don't know, it's one of those things you have to try to outweigh, because obviously you're going to think about that, but you gotta have to try, like, I don't know, to think about the positives and just constantly thinking about, all right, this is how it's going to look when I finish him and I have my call out and all that other kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think I'm going to talk to a sports psychologist moving forward, see if I can make some adjustments with that, just because it's really hard to get a grasp on like why that happens. Because of course, like you said, I do think those positive things. I do tell myself, I write them down. I envision myself next to Joe Rogan, hand raised, Bruce Buffer, like all those things. You want to do all those things. I do those things, but then there is that other voice, and it's about who wins. And that's why I told you I feel like I beat myself, and because I succumbed to that other voice that's telling me those other things, and I have that choice at that moment, like which way to go. But unfortunately, like that was too powerful in that moment.
It is what it is. Again, it's a fight game, man. It's a fucking roller coaster. So I do want to
Yeah.
ask though, were you able to talk to Bryce Mitchell and figure out the rap game, rap battles?
Yeah, no, I actually met him in the lobby of the hotel. It was kind of funny. I just naturally bumped into him, shook my hand. Real nice kid, like has like a good energy about him. I actually like him a lot. Like I like his fighting style. I like the fact that he lives that lifestyle that he lives, and he's able to beat guys like Edson Barboza. It just doesn't make sense. You're like, look at this guy and what he looks like and how explosive he is. And then look at this guy, and he's training outside on the grass at a farm and like lifting shit, like wearing sandals and everything. Like it's just funny how that guy trains, and that just goes to show it's all about mentality. His mentality is where you need to be. He believes 100%, in what he's doing and the people around him, and that gives you a lot of power. And it was cool. Yeah, we talked about music and what he's doing on the farm and stuff like that. And I was like, dude, Ariel's trying to get a battle, me and you. I was like, we should do it. And he was like, yeah, I'm trying to get like 2,000, at least $3,000. He's trying to get paid to have like a rap battle. And I was like, that's actually not a bad idea. I wouldn't mind some money for that. But then I told him, I'm like, yo, we should make up music together, if anything, too. We don't have to go head to head. We can make some music together. That would be fun. And he was like, yeah, man, that sounds good. So I got to reach out and try to make it happen.
Gotta set up a flight to Arkansas. Get on over to the farm studio. See, my favorite thing about him is just like you think about like MMA, UFC. You'd really think about like how these guys around the world all fighting together. Like, yeah, it's cool. You see guys from like Russia and America and China and all these other fighting each other. But you see a guy like Bryce Mitchell was like literally from a farm in Southern America, and like they really just reminds you of like literally like people are coming from like all walks of life to go fight in the octagon. Like I think that's one of the coolest things about it.
Oh yeah, it's amazing, man. I love watching those build-ups that they have, the embedded.
Embedded,
Get a
yeah,
little,
dude, they're
yeah,
so cool. They're
get an
so cool.
inside look at people's lives, who they are and stuff. It's awesome. And like I said, it goes back to like Bryce, like he's got the right mindset because like you can look at a guy like that and be like, how the hell is he doing? Like what he's not training with good fighters from in the UFC or whatever you think, but it doesn't matter. The guy's working his ass off and hard work pays off and he believes in what he's doing, you know?
Exactly. So as I said, I wanted to make this so quick, short, and sweet. If there's anything else, man, like you want to get off your chest or anything like that, man, here's your little platform to do so.
Yeah, no, everything we covered, everything pretty much, just just got to rebound and like we said, this game it's quick to change, like you win and you're the shit and people love you and then you lose and nobody cares except for you. Thanks, you still cared, but
I care for my guys. I will literally have my guys back until the end of time,
yeah,
and I'll like that is the way we work. Like what was it? Like a lot of other outlets will just kind of interview everyone. I'm at the point now where we have had so many people on. Like I pick the guys that I like and the guys that I'm going to support, and then like I'll just say fuck the other guy they're fighting.
yeah, no, dude, that you know what? That's appreciated though, because like loyalty recognizes loyalty. So like for me, like I'm your guy now, and I knew I owed you one too, probably. So from now on, I'm gonna try to make sure I keep my word on our interviews on my side. But yeah, no, that's
Oh, it's
everything.
fine. It's fine. I know sometimes people get like all locked in and stuff. Like fucking, we were supposed to have Tapuri on, for instance. Like he said, he'll always come back on, but
Yeah,
he's all locked in for his fight this weekend because of like the weight cut and all that happened. But it's
it's
like I
harder when
get it.
it's
Like
close to
sometimes
the
stuff
fight.
pops up.
Yeah, closer to the fight, we're cutting weight. We're different human beings. That's what it is.
Yes, exactly. I would love to do an interview one time with someone like on a Wednesday or Thursday night before the weigh-in, just to see just the raw emotions. But
I'm gonna,
again, I know
I'll
you could,
I'll try to be that guy for you. We'll try
dude.
to
That would
catch you
be
on a good day.
well, just get you like in the sauna, like into like the fucking like the bed thing.
Yeah, my phone might overheat in there, so that's the only issue. But hey,
Even though the little blankets in the hotel, yeah, the trash bags in the hotel with like the zip up
like yeah,
sauna.
mummied, like all mummied with the towels over me and stuff. I'll have
Mm-hmm.
someone hold the phone up for me.
We can
Yeah,
have
we'll
some
try to
fun
get
with
to
it.
that.
We can try to do that. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, man. So anyway, I mean, I'm sure you're gonna kick ass in the next fight. I'm sure you're gonna be fine. It's just the way the game works. So for us, for Boom, we'll see you guys. All right.
All right,
As we said, pretty raw interview with our man Boom. He was our
definitely.
first ever MMA guest. He was our first ever like guy coming off of loss. He's gonna be our first one ever coming off of in a sauna, like just like kind of cutting weight. That'll be very interesting interview. I'm very excited when we do that because he's gonna be pissed or whatever. Blah 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 blah. We'll probably do like a real interview like before and then another interview after, like while he's in the process. But he's our in the nicest way possible. He's like kind of like a test dummy for some of the things we're doing. But like he's
Yeah,
cool though. Like we're cool with him. So it's like it's not like we're just using him. Like he's just our guy. He really is. He's a
he
ride or die guy.
he volunteered to be the test dummy for all this stuff, so
Exactly. So
that's
you
what
gotta
happens when
fucking
you're our
love it.
guy. You know.
That's what happens when you're our guy. We get to do our stupid ideas with you.
Yeah.
So let's just go ahead and give into our medals before we move on to UFC Columbus. I'm gonna go ahead and start with my bronze. My bronze medal this week is to getting arrested. So you've been paying attention. Conor McGregor got pulled over for driving 140 miles per hour and got a ticket. I think he got put in jail. Wasn't sure the whole details. But then also Jorge Masvidal. If you haven't been paying any attention, sucker punched Colby
Yeah.
Covington, and Colby pressed charges, and Jorge went to jail. A part of people are saying it's kind of a bitch move to press charges, but I think it's kind of a gangster funny move to do it, if we're being honest. Just because it's just like, I own you. I beat you up for 25 minutes in a sanctioned fight. You rocked me 5 times, didn't knock me over. I'm gonna go ahead and just press charges too, because fuck it, why not? I'm just gonna ruin your life. I think it's kind of funny.
It's honestly the most Colby Covington move that he could have done.
It really was.
I
It is
can't
such
believe
a
he.
Colby move.
I
It's
can't
such a
believe he hasn't
Colby
done this
move.
before. Like,
Well, he's been
and
rocked twice outside of this, but no, it is very Colby. It is
yeah,
very Colby.
and now Khabib's calling him out, saying no one should ever fight him again. What? How would that be the way that Covington's career ends? Imagine that.
Nah, it's not gonna happen. Honestly, all the respect for Habib in the octagon, but the guy I just don't want to hear talk about like controversies like Colby Covington is a guy who doesn't think ring girls are necessary in fighting. So I don't really care what Habib has to
Yeah.
say about this. If we're being honest, when it comes to like fighting, I'm all ears. But when it comes to like
Mhm.
the things outside of the octagon and like the show business kind of thing, sometimes I don't want to hear from Habib. He's you know just
Yeah.
Anyway, Harrison, your bronze medal of the week.
So my bronze medal goes to any NHL fan that is not a Golden Knights fan because we just get to laugh at that front office mercilessly right now. They tried to trade a player, Evgeny Dadonov, to Anaheim, but they didn't realize that Dadonov had no trade clause where his contract prevented him from going to Anaheim. So the trade was reversed. Dadonov went back to the Knights, and now they can't call up any of their injured players, or else they're going to get a big fine from the NHL. So it's just a funny ass situation, and couldn't happen to a better team. So
That's
it's just
talking
funny.
hockey.
That's Hawk and hockey.
That's
Yep.
talking hockey for the week. I'll go ahead and I would say something, but I don't know shit about hockey except when we get to the playoffs and I pay attention.
Yeah.
Silver medal
Silver
for me
medal.
this week is overcompensation. And this goes
Ooh.
in two different categories. Number one, the whole transgender thing going on. We're not going to make a comment, but there's a lot of guys out there making a lot of comments. I think they're overcompensating for something based on how like they don't feel how they feel about themselves and things about that nature. On top of
That's
that, there's
fair.
also overcompensating in the NFL.
Oh,
Tyreek Hill gets traded for 2 first-round picks, a second, and 2 fourths. That's fucking crazy. That's more than Matt
that's
Stafford.
nuts.
That's more than Matt
That
Stafford. What in the fucking world are we doing trading for a 30-year-old receiver? What are the? I
only
know
to
the
have
Dolphins are
Tua
going
thrown to him.
all in. Oh my god, it's almost like that's absurd. And
It
then you also
is.
kind of think about the amount of picks the Browns give up for Deshaun Watson, Tyreek Hill, a receiver, a skill player, not that far off.
Yeah.
That's overcompensating to its fullest, but overcompensating has been all over the news this week. So shout out to everyone who's overcompensating for their little wieners. Harrison,
Yes.
your silver medal.
My silver medal goes to any gamer who thought, this would be fun, drinking Mountain Dew, chilling in my gamer pad or whatever the hell. What if I could get drunk while doing it? Because now there's Mountain Dew hard sodas, and I've seen them in and around Bloomington, and I can't imagine how goddamn bad those have to be. They just
They're
have to be like
disgusting.
drinking
They're
rat
disgusting.
poison.
I would remember we were talking about this before recording. Like, what the fuck do you mix Mountain Dew with?
Yeah,
Like,
it,
I don't think I've ever had a liquor where I was like, yeah, I want Mountain Dew to chase this with. Like, you don't really do it with
yeah,
vodka. You don't really do it with maybe like a whiskey sour from hell, as you said. Like, I don't know.
yeah.
Mountain Dew is not the most mixable,
Tequila,
probably the least mixable soft drink in the entire
def
market.
I'd agree because like at least everything has something you can go with it. A good Jack and Coke, vodka and Sprite, just something. But
I
what
feel
the
like
hell do
Code
you
Red
mix
Mountain
Mountain Dew
Dew.
with?
I think Code Red Mountain Dew and vodka was pretty good if I remember
That would be
correctly.
pretty good.
Just
I
because it
could
was
see
like
like
cherry, that makes
yeah,
sense. But like
or like
normal Mountain
Voltage
Dew,
going with
mm,
Dragonberry Bacardi. I could see that, but
yeah,
that's like
yeah. That's not
ah,
basic. Like you want like if you have like a
yeah,
basic 5 liquor, like gin, tequila,
yeah.
whiskey, vodka, rum. None of
Oh,
those
gin and
5
Mountain
are,
Dew. Ugh.
yo, no. All right, so let's go ahead and move on into our gold medals for the week. My gold medal goes to the police force. As I said at the beginning of my medals, Connor and Jorge both arrested. Cops didn't give a fuck. And then not only that, this past week, Chris Dawkins, headliner of UFC Columbus, came out and said they shouldn't free Cain Velasquez because he broke the law. He should be arrested. So shout out to police force. Shout out to
Damn.
Chris Dawkins laying down the law. That was a clickbait headline, but he did say that it is true. He did break the law, but should he be arrested? He kind of just did what everyone wanted to do. But anyway, police force, props.
Damn.
So Harrison, your gold medal for the police. I can't wait for him to blow this gold medal by shooting some innocent guy here in the next like 24 hours after me saying that.
Yeah.
So, but this will
But
probably look bad when this comes out. So anyway, Harry, your
Yeah.
gold medal.
My gold medal goes to technology because I was scrolling through Twitter before we started recording. And I saw this actually really cool story from the Independent. I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping that they fact checked it and made sure. But there's this dude in, I think, Britain or something with ALS, and they were able to use a brain implant to be able to have him communicate with his family and friends. And one of the first things he does, ask for a beer. What a
Mm,
dude!
what a dude.
That's a legend right there. And technology doing the damn thing, being able to help every dude get the beer they deserve.
Everyone needs a cold one. It is Friday. Pop open a
It is
cold one. So
Friday.
it is Friday. So let's move on into UFC Columbus. Let's just go on and get into it. I mean, we just coming off the probably card of the year. This card from like, if you're looking at it just generally, like, oh, this isn't that great of a card. But if you look deep into it, there are some pretty intriguing fights. Again, bout ordering makes no fucking sense to me, but I digress.
Yeah.
We definitely digress. So let's go ahead and go in the first. So we're gonna talk a couple prelims. The first one we're talking about is Diana Batagral versus Chris Gutierrez. I love Batagral. I just love his name. So cheering for him to win. I have no insight in the actual fight itself. I just wanted to say I like his name. So Neil Magny,
Yeah.
Max Griffin for real though. This is a fight that makes no sense whatsoever to me because this is Max Griffin's kind of he's on a come up of his career. Neil Magny kind of you can call him like a gatekeeper of the welterweight division. This is a really fascinating fight, and like these guys both give fights of the night. Like these guys don't have boring fights. So to see these two going head to head against each other on the prelims kind of doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. We haven't seen Magny since he got dominated by Michael Chiesa. So interesting to see him come back from that. He is also at the prime age of 34, but Max Griffin's also 36.
Damn.
I don't know. It is what it is. But he's coming off 3 straight wins. Or no, Magny beat someone else before that. Who the fuck did he fight last? I got to figure that out. I was wrong. Sorry. He got a win recently too. But anyway, Max Griffin, Neil Magny. It's going to be a fun fight. These guys do not disappoint. It'll be a really good one. Again, don't know why the fuck that is in the prelims. It's same with the. We're not going to talk about it really a whole lot in depth, but the Maya Fiorot fight, like that fight being in the prelims doesn't make a whole lot of sense compared to the women's fight that's in the Collarwood and Grasso. But again, it's whatever. It's ranked women's fights. They're good. They are good. These are good fights. Like usually we're like, why the fuck are they on the main card? But you could have put either of those two on there. The next one we'll talk about Diakese versus Borshev. Borshev is this really promising prospect in lightweight division. Diakese he's kind of been around for a while. It's very stylish, but for Borshev though, we haven't really seen him tested above. Like I think he last fight he finished in the second round or whatever. Diakese, he has a good gas tank. He can take Borshev to deep waters, and that's one of the things that a lot of people who are looking at this fight, you're very interested to see how this dude with fucking rocks for hands from Russia, Borshev, can do against a guy as durable as Diakese. So again, the lines are nice. I am going to take Diakese. Again, no one cares about your bets, but I'm going to take Diakese. The veteran thing just going to do veteran shit. I don't know. There's shit that I don't know. They're just all over the place. I like Diakese. I like Borshev. But in his last fight, he started to gas a little bit. He can get taken down pretty easily, but we'll see. Which is weird. You hear that from about a Russian? You never expect that, would you?
Yeah. I
No.
mean, no. But
No, you wouldn't.
yeah. You're lagging out a little bit there, to be honest. But
I was lagging out a little bit. Well, you know what?
a little
Fuck
bit.
technology. I know you gave technology a gold medal. Fuck technology. I hate
Yeah.
technology.
It's the automatic go from gold to dog shit from in a split second.
Oh,
But
speaking of, I just got a thing about the police.
oh,
Nah, just kidding.
no
No, I
way.
didn't.
No fucking shot.
It would have been crazy though if that happened. Maybe we'd have our first ever like demedaling. That'd be kind of
Yeah.
wild.
Double
Let's
D
go.
medal.
Double D medal. Could have been crazy. First time ever. Next fight, Alexei Oleinik, Ilir Latifi. Oleinik is Harry. Do you know how many fights this guy has? Oh, what we forgot to do in that last fight is I forgot your stat. Before I move on to Oleinik and Latifi, what was your Diakese Borshev stat?
Oh yeah, so this is Borshev. He's on a 4-fight win streak. Meanwhile, he's on a 2-fight loss streak. So we're gonna have to see which one gets broken, if one gets broken
Well,
this
no,
week.
there's a chance.
Yeah,
Neither gets broken. They just get extended.
yeah.
All right. So what about your your little fun fact for Oleinik and Latifi?
So Oleinik is the only fighter in UFC history to win a match using the Ezekiel choke, which makes sense because he's like the boa constrictor, and he's fought what, like 70 something fights in his
Yeah,
career?
I'm trying to do the math in my head. We're not a
59,
math.
16 and 1.
We're not a math podcast. We are
76 fights.
sports. 76. That's fucking unreal.
That's
And
absurd.
that is absurd. I mean, Latifi hits like a truck. Both these guys are a combined, again, math hard. They're 82 years old combined. That's gonna be one of the oldest,
Jeez.
that's gotta be one of the oldest, like, combined ages in a UFC fight in, like, history. Like, that's gotta be up there. But anyway, yeah, they're old as shit.
This is one of the oldest cards we've seen this year, too, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of older guys on here, especially Matt Brown brings that number up. Olenek brings that up. You have like two of the older guys in the entire roster on the same card. Definitely bring
Yeah.
that like average age up.
I mean, we're talking about in the prelims, we have,
Magny and Griffin.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
was looking at the card again. Magny and Griffin, you said they were both in their 30s. So,
mid late 30s. Yeah, so those guys are a
yeah.
little bit older too. Yeah, but anyway, Olenek. I mean, he's either submission or bust. Latifi might just completely murder him on the
Yeah.
feet. But again, he has to stay on the feet. It'll be again. We'll see what happens. I don't know. That's a stupid fight in the terms of like it's gonna end in a really dumb way. It'll be
Yeah.
very entertaining when we watch it. The next fight, I mean, like I love Kai Kara France and Askarov is just another one of those Russians. I don't think he's ever had a finish in the UFC, like dead
Really?
ass. I'm pretty sure. But while I double check on that, can you please reveal your fun fact?
Yeah, so my fun fact is that Kai Kara France stated that he thinks a win this weekend will get him a title shot.
That's a
And
okay. You
yeah,
know what he doesn't realize though is that Figueiredo and Moreno will fight for the fifth time before he gets another title
yeah,
shot, which is getting crazy. Yeah, okay. So I went back to check. I am right. I was right. Askarov has never finished anyone in the UFC. His only loss or decision was to Brandon Moreno, which was a draw. His last finish was in 2018, which was a guillotine choke. He actually had a string of choke finishes when he was in the amateur circuit, but since the UFC, he has been a decision machine. And to be completely honest, I see the same thing happening this week. I love Kai Kara France. I love the hot one hitter quitter. But his ground game isn't that great when he goes against, I think it was Bontori and had him in a choke, and somehow Kai found his way out, which is crazy because it's like in the first round before you're all dry and it's easier to sink in chokes. But maybe this is the fight. Askarov gets that choke. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know what those odds are, but I would take that. I would definitely take that based on what I've seen from Kai Kara France on the ground.
yep. And who doesn't love a good flyweight bout?
I mean, these guys. Well, apparently everyone used to hate these. Hold on, I'm gonna find out what is the odds. If it's above 200, I'll be fucking shook. Yeah, you know they almost got rid of the flyweight division, Harrison.
Really?
Yeah, they're
I didn't
considering it.
realize that.
Oh, daddy, and then yeah, Brandon Moreno and Figueiredo saved it. Well, really, Figueiredo saved it.
Fair.
Yeah. So Askarov by sub is plus 333, and then the win by finish is plus 225. I would never take Askarov by knockout, but to take him by submission here, low key is a move. Like dead ass. Like I love that. So
That might be it. Yeah.
that's a
Might.
sprinkle. I like Kai. I like Kai. Or actually, let's go back. Let's go back to that. You might be able to hedge yourself here. So Kai to win by finish is plus 750, and then
Oh,
Askarov. So you could just take both. You just take fucking Askarov by sub, and then Kai by finish, and then you're looking pretty
yeah.
nice. You're sitting pretty. You can put a unit on each, no matter what. You win unless it goes to decision, or Askarov wins by knockout. But
The
hey.
odds of that are pretty low.
Yeah, actually this is one of those times where you see like the decision is like minus 125 for one guy. Actually, no, how the fight will finish decision minus 200. Like, God, fuck that,
Wow.
dude. Hate that shit. No, I would definitely take those two. Just fuck it, just because you don't know like the meme knockout's always available, and Kai does have he has good power.
Mhm.
I want to put too much stock into the Cody Garbrandt knockout. I think Cody's he had some superhuman fight against Rob Font where he couldn't get knocked out. I don't know what the fuck it was. He moves down to
Mm.
125 and he got rocked like 5 different times. But yeah, well, it's crazy. So we'll see what happens with that one. So let's move on into our guy, Matt Brown, Brian
Yes, sir.
Barberina. I kept saying Barbanera, and not Barbarina. So apologies to people who think I'm a dipshit. Which you're right though. So we got Matt Brown, one of the older guys on the UFC at 41 years old. Barbarina is 32, but Matt Brown does have that old man strength. He will knock people out cold, like super fucking cold. And it's gonna be this probably will, I hope maybe we'll see fight of the night. I bet Matt Brown gets a bonus in some way, shape, or form this weekend. These guys both go forward, they both throw hands. I don't think this one will go the distance. Let's just keep up our little betting things. Fuck it, why not? Let's see, what are the odds here? KO, DQ, or TKO is -110 for this fight.
Damn.
So they expect it too. And Matt Brown with the finish is favored. Interesting. Very interesting. So yeah, this fight won't go to decision. If you like round betting, you take under 2.5, it's at -130. Sheesh. I don't know. Should be a fun one. Will be a very fun one. We got a women's fight next. Harris. Oh, what was your fun fact about Matt Brown?
Oh yeah,
And
his
Brian
last 3
Barberina.
wins. Brown's last 3 wins were pretty vicious KOs, so let's hope that continues. Just
By
nothing more than you
vicious
just
too,
said.
like he put them to fuck, like they were like
Yeah,
limp KOs.
yeah.
Like those are violent, very violent.
And the most fun to watch.
Yeah,
So
they are.
let's hope that continues.
Let's hope. Oh yeah. So next we got Joanne Wood, Alex Grasso, JoJo. What's your fun fact for this one?
Yeah. So Grasso was supposed to fight in January, but her opponent pulled out due to injury, so this is going to be her first fight in a minute.
All right. Yeah. So we got that. To be honest, like I don't know. Grasso probably walks through her. We'll see what happens. I don't know. It's a nice little, I don't know, like an appetizer before
Yeah.
Curtis Blades Christakis, you know. As I said, I'm kind of surprised this fight's in over Maya Farrat, but I guess I want to put Grasso in the spotlight. But let's go ahead and move on into the heavyweight fight. Curtis Blades Christakis, the former police officer. Harrison, what is your fun fact for this fight?
So kind of similar to my previous fact, this is Blade's first fight since September, and only his third fight since June of 2020. So it's going to be interesting to see how rusty or not rusty he'll be going into this. And can't really sleep on the Dawkins, like both Kyle and Chris. So
yeah, so 2 fights ago, Curtis Blades was knocked the fuck out by Derek Lewis. And he seemed like he had a pretty good showing against Jairzinho Rosenstrike. It's one of those things too in that fight. I mean, he got rocked a couple times, but he dealt with it, was able to recover. You know, very good fight IQ. Curtis Blades is a great fight IQ. So does Christakis. I just don't see where Dawkins finds a will to victory. I think Curtis can grapple fuck him to death. I don't think Dawkins has that one hit power that like a Derek Lewis has or Francis Ngannou has. So like I don't think he can put Curtis Blades to sleep. Curtis Blades' kickboxing's gotten a lot better. I was really hoping the odds would be a lot better, but like Blades is -335. They just respect that wrestling so much.
wow.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy how fucking heavy of a favorite he is. But it also makes sense. I mean, they threw Dawkins against the first real competition he fought really was Derek Lewis, and
Yeah.
he got knocked out pretty quick. And now they're putting up against Curtis Blades. There's no easy path for Dawkins. They're really trying to push. UFC is really trying to push Chris Dawkins.
Well, actually, I mean, if you want to prove you're the best, might as well go down the hardest path possible to get there.
I guess. Fight game, though, a lot of it is confidence is a big thing. You got to build up the confidence. But anyway,
That is also true.
the odds actually dropped.
Oh,
For BetMGM, Blades is -400. Dawkins is +310. The fight
all
finished.
right.
So Curtis Blades to win by KO or sub is -140. Blades by sub is +900. Blades by minus KO is -110. Holy fucking
God damn.
balls. That's nuts, dude. That is nuts. I mean, Blades is like a ground and pound. I want to say ground and pound king of the heavyweight division, but like they call him Razor for a reason. Like his elbows are fucking filthy.
Yeah.
Again, I don't think Dawkins has that one hit power that like a Derek Lewis and Ngannou have, that are like which are the only guys to ever beat Curtis Blades. I think this is good. I think we're gonna see a really good showing from Curtis Blades. It's also crazy to me that Blades is now fighting down after beating Rosenstrike, but I think that's only because of like the rise of Aspinall the last couple weeks and a couple other guys.
Mhm.
So anyway, big thing is like I love Curtis Blades in this spot. Like we're gonna give you a quick OTL parlay. Just kidding. No, we don't do that because no one gives a fuck about your bets. So
Yeah.
college basketball. We're recording this before all the Sweet 16 games on Thursday. Congrats to Coach K on a great season and a great career. We're very sorry to have you lose to Texas Tech.
Yeah, it's a tragedy.
It is a massive tragedy that we don't have to deal with this Mickey Mouse run to the title. And I'm sure this will not hurt me
Damn.
and punch me in the face after he and the referees find a way to beat Texas Tech.
I'm sure the collusion is going to be on a whole nother charts.
You'll be able to tell within the first like 5 minutes, like
Yeah.
if it's going to be a ref show or not. Which, goddamn, I'm not. I hope not. I really hope not. But it's
I
happening.
wish there
It's
was
coming.
some way to prevent ref ball. Like hiring clean and trustworthy referees. But
Dude,
I
for real,
don't think that's a thing.
I was listening to actually one of my he's technically my former boss, Bo Borowski. You know who Bo Borowski is?
No.
Big Ten ref, loves reviews. Loves review. Like he loves to review points. Anyway, I've heard him talk about it. He's just one of those sayings just like I will review everything to make sure I get the call right. If I can review it, I'm gonna review it to make sure I get the call right. A lot of people make jokes. He likes to make it about himself. He does a little bit. He likes the attention. But it's one of those things where he's just like, we try, he also says like there are makeup calls, like 100%.
Yeah,
You bet your sweet ass there's
absolutely
makeup
there
calls.
are. Yeah.
But he didn't talk a whole lot about like if they're on a Mickey Mouse run with Coach K. He didn't really specify about that. I should send him a text, ask him like, hey, did you tell the refs in that game to not like call every
Yeah.
fucking foul on Texas Tech? But yeah, it'll be fun. I'm excited. Gonzaga probably gonna run through Arkansas. I don't know. I'm cheering for Purdue. Is that weird?
A little bit. I'm
Well,
definitely rooting for St. Peter's. But to be fair, I did live in Jersey City for the first 2 years of my life. So
then that one makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah, it was like part of me wants the little brother to win and Michigan to lose, just so Purdue's
That
not.
okay. That makes
That's
sense.
why I don't
I
want
get
Michigan.
that.
I don't want Michigan to be the last Big Ten team. Like I feel like the
Yeah.
entire Big Ten is together, just doesn't like Michigan. I don't think there's anyone in the Big Ten that's like we want Michigan to win.
Yeah. No, I absolutely
Well,
agree
in the
with that.
country, like Michigan's quickly taken
Yeah.
over as like one of the most hated teams in America.
I feel like the Big Ten teams you either hate because you're a direct rival of them, like us and Purdue, or there are teams like Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State that you just have to hate out of principle because of how successful they've been.
And then
And just
Michigan,
how
just no one
annoying
likes
they
because
are.
Juwan Howard
Yeah.
threw a punch at a referee and now is being made out as a victim.
Yeah,
Like-
well, that too.
No, I fucking hate how like in the media, like tonight before the Michigan Villanova game, they're gonna talk about how Michigan's gonna overcome so much adversity from when Juwan Howard's hand just happened to fall into a coach's face. Just the adversity they have to deal with to overcome.
Oh no, my fist.
Oh sorry. Oh, my shoulder. My shoulder. And he just socks a ref in the face. Like, bro, it's unreal. It's unreal. So like it's crazy how I'm actively cheering for Purdue just to be better for than Michigan, but it's whatever. Also, I want them to advance to a Final Four just so like when Mike Woodson takes over for real next year, they can always have that Final Four run before Mike Woodson goes on to win about 10 straight NCAA titles. So,
And still not have a banner while we have 5 and then 6 and then 7 and then 8 and so on and so
we'll have
forth.
15 by the time Mike Woodson retires. So
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's what we got for the show this week. Monday, we got Billy Quarantillo on the show. So look forward to that. We haven't even filmed that yet. We're filming it tomorrow. Will be a good time. Always great having the squid on there. But that's the show. Enjoy college basketball. Enjoy the nice weather. Maybe get a TV outside on the porch and just fucking day drink. I don't know. Have some fun. Have some fun with it.
That would be nice.
So with that, for us, peace. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around with me all the way to the end. I just want to once again thank the sponsor of the show, Living.Fit. If you're looking to better yourself, make sure you go to download the app or visit the website Living.Fit today.